wasn't able to cross this bridge. The stupid change machine. I put in $1 Canadian and it gave me 3 Canadian quarters and some like piece of coin from Lebanon. So I almost had to hop the turnstile. I'm sure they would have loved that on the other side. We found an arcade at Niagara Falls. It's more fun than the casino was.
Don't film me, I'm really bad.
Here's the deal. Niagara Falls, with its amazing view, is out that window. No way am I going to let this bed here remain here when I've got that amazing view. So right now, we're gonna shift this bed to the floor by the window, because who wouldn't want to wake up with Niagara Falls right next to you? It's heavier than I thought. This thing actually has a mattress in it. But we're gonna get it moved. There, perfect. Directly aligned with the window. The first thing we're gonna see before we go to sleep and when we wake up is the view of the falls. If you're paying for this type of room, that's what you want. I don't know why the bed's all the way over here. We're gonna lay down. And here's what you see at night and first thing in the morning. I know what you're thinking. Housekeeping is going to be pissed off. I'm going to move it all back. This one did not want me to rearrange the room as I just did. And look at the smile on this one's face. Yeah, that was worth flipping the room upside down. I'm not trying to be a rock star here, but when you got a view like this, you need to do these things. I looked down here and I thought there was like some kind of fire suppression system built into the bed frame or something, and I see this. And apparently someone forgot their stash, because this is a lighter and an old bag of weed. Hey everybody, it's Chris from Hey Freshman. If you enjoyed the video you just watched, be sure to hit that like button. While I don't want to pressure you, if you want to subscribe, also appreciate it. Be sure to check back in for more great videos in the future. That elephant is being attacked by a sloth. I'll get you the elephant.
Did you see the fry?
No, how much does a giant elephant? Oh, yeah, no, we're not doing that. Now we gotta find our way towards the Royal Ontario Museum, so we're gonna ask in this supermarket. Because I don't know my way around downtown Toronto. So Christina just saw this vehicle. I thought she was on drugs. She says, look at the dead guy in there. I'm like, he's in a casket. No. There's a dead guy in this hearse. So we arrived at the Royal Ontario Museum, or the ROM as the cool kids call it, late. And I guess they close in an hour, so we're going to do the best we can and check out the gift shop. That seems like a valid option. That, and we paid for parking, so why not check out something?
How you gonna try to be someone when the people can't see you? How you gonna try to open those doors when you don't use a handle? You can walk till you move and you're in control. But I think you'll be in touch with the vibrations. Yeah, ride those vibrations.
So there, we technically went to the ROM.
Well,
We didn't go in, but we technically went there. That's gotta count.
yeah, kind of.
And we save a small fortune on parking. That's good. We were 1 minute over the time for parking, which means we have 29 extra minutes we have just gotten. So with 29 extra minutes, we're gonna go to another Canadian staple. We did the poutine, but now we're gonna go to the Timmy. Free Wi-Fi too. We had a slight issue in ordering. I went up to the counter. I said, could I have 2 of each of the donut holes? The man looked at me with a curious look, unsure what I said. I said, donut holes? The little ones? He still didn't know. I guess the lesson for today is to know that if you ever go to a Tim Hortons, they call donut holes Tim Bits. Ooh.
Oh, you have raspberry.
Yes, it does have raspberry.
So you're gonna put those pieces away.
Those birthday cake Tim Horton donut holes. Thank you. Those birthday cake Tim Horton donut holes, delicious. I thought they'd taste horrible. Hey everybody, it's Chris from Hey Freshman. If you enjoyed the video you just watched, be sure to hit that like button. And while I don't want to pressure you, if you want to subscribe, also appreciate it. Be sure to check back in for more great videos in the future. Those birthday cake Tim Horton donut holes. Thank you. Those birthday cake Tim Horton donut holes, delicious. I thought they taste horrible. If you enjoyed the video you just watched, be sure to hit that like button. Today we're in Toronto, Canada, and I met the wife, and I'm happy. So we're walking around Toronto. Be sure to check back in. Abandoned the car in a parking lot, and look, here's the proof. There's the CN Tower, which I guess you can go to the top of if you want to pay $200 and you can walk around the outside of it. Now I know it doesn't look like Toronto, but we're in the Chinatown district, the outskirts of the Chinatown district. Just all the Chinese names that are probably everywhere. But I swear we're in Toronto, not China. Today we're in Toronto, Canada, and I met the wife. We're in the Army Navy store now, trying things out. I don't think this is me. And look, here's the proof. I think I got it. There's the CN Tower. This one, which I guess you can go to the top of if you want to pay $200 and you can walk around the outside of it. Now I know it doesn't look like Toronto, but we're in the Chinatown district, the outskirts of the Chinatown district. Just all the Chinese names that are probably everywhere. But I swear we're in Toronto, not China. Today we're in Toronto, Canada, and I met the wife. We're in the Army Navy store now, trying things out. I don't think this is me. And look, here's the proof. I think I got it. There's the CN Tower. This one, which I guess you can go to the top of if you want to pay $200 and you can walk around the outside of it. Now I know it doesn't look like Toronto, but we're in the Chinatown district, the outskirts of the Chinatown district. These names that are probably everywhere. But I swear hot box. I don't know what it is. Is it a restaurant? Is it a marijuana supply? Oh, cannabis. Okay. Apparently this is a cannabis supply shop in Kensington. It's a coffee shop?
If you're taking pictures, makes us like people.
No, just the sign, man. It's too unique. Appreciate it. Here's what you can buy in this shop. Super joint cannabis.
Ice cream.
Okay. Ice cream? This is a cannabis supply shop.
What, hold on.
Tell me, what else can we make with
You can
marijuana?
make anything like antipasto, eggplant parmesan, rosemary infused steak with marijuana.
There you go. We came in to look at the rosemary infused marijuana steak
You
recipe.
can make pretty much anything.
Appreciate
Just
it.
brownies.
Lots of different stores here in Kensington Market. Rasta stores, marijuana dispensaries, random world cheese shops, poutine restaurants, coffee houses, hippie shops.
Rosemary infused steak ice cream.
24 karat gold ice cream? We're at Kensington, we're just trying to figure out where to go in this big old market. It's cold out though. Maybe we'll come back tomorrow and eat gold ice cream. Rasta stores,
You want views or not?
dispensaries. I want what?
The views or
Random
not?
world cheese shops,
Video where they get gold covered chicken wings.
poutine restaurants, coffee houses.
Okay, no problem.
Mexican girl maybe we'll come Canadian tomorrow and eat gold ice Mexican.
You want
Does
views?
it stack up? Okay. Thank you very much.
I think we're getting to the end of Kensington Gold covered chicken. Turning to go to other restaurants.
So Kensington Market was pretty cool, but it was smaller than we thought it would be. We gave like an hour to walk around, and it took us maybe 20 minutes. All the rage in Canada is poutine, and that was super fast. They just gave it to you. So we're gonna indulge in the poutine. French fries, cheese curds, and gravy.
It's really hot.
It's fine. Kensington Market was pretty cool, but it was smaller than we thought it would be. We gave like an hour to walk around. Well, that's the French fry. Try the cheese curd.
Yummy.
Poutine, and that was super
Poutine.
fast. They just gave it to you.
I didn't think I would like it. It's really good.
It is really good. French fries, cheese curds, and gravy. I don't know if you're supposed to let the curds melt or eat them as is, but
I don't know how you're supposed to eat this.
with your mouth. It's pretty cool.
Creamy.
I don't know what the difference is between cheese and a cheese curd. They taste very similar. But poutine is not bad. I would order it again.
I like potatoes. They're like red hot potatoes.
This is Canadian comfort food. It's good. It's real good.
Hey everybody, it's Chris from Hate Fresh. If you enjoyed the video you just watched, be sure to hit that like button. Well, I don't want to pressure you. If you want to subscribe, also appreciate it. Be sure to check back in for more great videos in the future.
This is Canadian comfort food. It's good. It's real good. Okay, so here's the deal. For the first time in my life, I have missed a flight due to my own fault. This is bizarre for me, but it's a very fractional fail because for Dublin Airport, you need to board transatlantic flights and be at the gate 75 minutes early. In the US, it's only 1 hour, 60 minutes. So, not knowing that, I was in the airport. I've been in the airport for the last 2.5 hours, but I didn't know I had to get in there 75 minutes early. Well, after 75-minute mark is reached, I have missed a flight. Aer Lingus can no longer print me a ticket. This is bizarre for me, but it's a very fractional fail because for Dublin Airport, you need to board transatlantic flights and be at the gate 75 minutes early.
I want to call it a hotel room, but it's more like a dorm room.
60 minutes.
So with the
Not knowing that, I was in the airport. I've been in the airport for the last 2.5 hours, but I didn't know I had to get in there 75 minutes
fairly
early.
last minute.
Well, after 75-minute mark is reached,
which has easy bus line
Aer
access
Lingus
to
can
it.
no longer print me a ticket.
I guess this is a
Bizarre for me.
like dorm, but not run by the university here in Dublin. It's
For Dublin Airport, you need to board
dorm that's run by a private company. And during the summer, they'll rent it out to
But it's more like a dorm.
It's really weird though. I mean, they don't even give you the price is very cheap. I'll give you that, but they don't even give you soap in the bathroom. You have to ask for it down at the front desk. And there's silly rules like you can't eat food in the room. There is a kitchen within like 5 feet from here.
Dorm, but not
There's beauty in this simplicity. At times I wish I had a house like this because it's such a small space. You realize how easy it would be to clean something like this. It's really weird. We could all use that some days.
The price is very cheap.
On a more positive note, I get to enjoy Dublin one more night. I really turned a bad situation around, and there's a valuable skill I don't think people have in life. You need to realize that when you get on a plane, they really have you by
Beauty in this simplicity.
they really have you by the balls. You can't do anything. You just have to try and be as nice as possible because these flight people have people yelling at them all day long, and they're never really able to do anything. The most they can do is give you a flight voucher and maybe get you on the next flight out. But by being super cool, super level-headed, and just being friendly to these people, the Aer Lingus staff helped me push back my flight as late as I possibly could for that missed flight fee, and that was perfect. So now I get to spend another several days here in Europe. These flight people have people yelling all day long. They're never really able to do anything. The most they can do is give you a flight voucher and maybe get you on the next flight out. But by being super cool, super level-headed, and just being friendly to these people.
Good morning from Dublin. I am up and I'm about to check out in a little bit, but this is interesting. I am across the street from the Liberties Distillery. So over there is a distillery, and you can kind of see over the roof is where they're making the beer. It's pretty interesting to see the workings from up here. Other than that, there's not much else in this area. Just getting packed up, then we're going to go to the airport. Plenty of advance time for check-in this time. We're going to make sure we get checked in. No more of that BS where they won't let me check in an hour before the flight. We're just going to have fun in France with my extended stay. Over there,
I'm back at Dublin Airport, and I don't know what to do, but I have bad karma with this place. Now I'm flying Air France. I got up there, every check-in automated machine was broken, and I had to spend quite literally 1 hour standing in line. But now I've got my ticket. We should be good to go.
Finally, in an airport that's not Dublin. Excited about this. Maybe this airport will be functional, unlike Dublin was. No crazy check-in deadlines. And hopefully I can get to Toulouse today. But I'm not complaining too much. Extra time in France is a good thing.
Toulouse. Again.
This airport will be functional.
Return trip unplanned, but
Dublin was.
I call this deja vu Toulouse.
Check-in deadlines. And hopefully I can get to Toulouse
Or
today.
part 2 if you're in France.
I'm not complaining too much. Extra time in France is a good thing.
Pick this up tomorrow.
Hey everybody, it's Chris from Hey Freshman. If you enjoyed the video you just watched, be sure to hit that like button. Well, I don't want to pressure you. If you want to subscribe, also appreciate it. Be sure to check back in for more great videos.
Toulouse. Check-in deadlines. And hopefully I can get to Toulouse
Or
today.
part 2 if you're in France.
I'm not complaining too
Alright, so it is the last day here in Ireland. I am back in Dublin, and in a few hours I get on the plane to head back to the States. But I figured, yeah, you can't leave Ireland without having an Irish breakfast. And so that is what I'm doing. And it looks really good.
Alright, so coming out from the coffee shop / breakfast shop now in this place. La Pasta Cafe, highly recommended. Excellent chai tea, excellent Irish breakfast. Can't say enough good things about it. If you're in Dublin, look it up.
Okay, so here's the deal. For the first time in my life, I have missed a flight due to my own fault. This is bizarre for me, but it's a very fractional fail because for Dublin Airport, you need to board transatlantic flights and be at the gate 75 minutes early. In the US, it's only 1 hour, 60 minutes. So, not knowing that, I was in the airport. I've been in the airport for the last 2.5 hours, but I didn't know I had to get in there 75 minutes early. Well, after 75-minute mark is reached, I have missed. Aer Lingus can no longer print me a ticket. So, the good news is that I get to spend a little more time in Europe. The bad news is that I have to pay €150. For Dublin Airport, I can go back to France longer. It actually works out to be a better deal than if I tried to just miss this flight and reschedule things. Not knowing that, I was in the airport. I've been in the airport for the last 2.5 hours, but I didn't know I had to get in there 75 minutes early. Well, after 75 minutes into perfume to some extent here. It's definitely a better deal, me missing this flight and just paying the $150. I get to spend a little more time in Europe. The bad news is that I have to pay €150.
If you enjoyed the video you just watched, be sure to hit that like button. Well, I don't want to pressure you. If you want to subscribe, also appreciate it. Be sure to check back in for more great videos in the future.
I've been in the airport for the last 2.5 hours, but I didn't know I had to get in there 75 minutes early. Well, after 75 minutes into perfume to some extent, it's definitely a better deal being missing this flight.
Have the map, but still I'm not exactly sure where to go, but I'm guessing that big Triceratops is where I'm heading. There's a little bit of confusion because in Europe, the ground floor in this case is actually the first floor. I don't know. The French have their own name for the ground floor. European flooring systems a little more complicated than in the US. There and 4. This is a little too late in geologic history for me. Where are the dinosaurs? It said on one side the ground floor, which wasn't the floor I walked in on. Then I checked out what I thought was the ground floor, but I'm on level 3. But according to this sign, this is where I'm supposed to be. Here are some dinosaurs. Where the heck was that dinosaur fossil skeleton I wanted? What's that? I'm standing over a dining table. Here we go. Edmontosaurus. And I checked out what was the ground floor, but I'm on level 3. Very radical. Here are some dinosaurs. Alright. I am running out of time and I get to rush to the bus station. What's that? But standing over it. One of the cool things is I have a bunch of British pounds left. You can't use them in Southern Ireland. So, what better place to get rid of these than to donate them to the Science Museum? Love our museum? Yes, we do. May you have more dinosaur exhibits in the future. Should I get every last
for this town. I am running out of time and I gotta rush. We're good. I was pushing it a little bit. It takes 20 minutes to walk to the bus station, 10 minutes to walk back to the house. Gotta double time it. And I just remembered I'm gonna be pulling luggage, so I'm gonna be slowed down. I should just make the bus. Alright. I gotta double time.
Hey everybody, it's Chris from Hey Freshman. If you enjoyed the video you just watched, be sure to hit that like button. Well, I don't want to pressure you. If you want to subscribe, also appreciate it. Be sure to check back in for more great videos in the future.
Gotta double time it. And I just remembered I'm gonna be pulling luggage, so I'm gonna be slowed down. I should just make the bus. Alright. I gotta double time.
Hey everybody, it's Chris from Hey Freshman.
Oh no,
If you
screw
enjoyed the
you,
video
lady. I don't
just
want
watched,
anything to do
be
with your
sure
Turkish
to
delight.
hit that like button. Well, I don't want to pressure you. If you want to subscribe, also
I
appreciate
load up
it.
on the bus to
Be sure to
leave
check back in for more great videos in the future.
about 3 or 4 hours, so I'm just trying to get the maximum amount out of this last half day here. Little secret. I'm still wearing the same tan pants that I have worn for the past 4 days because I assumed it was summer, and not being familiar with the weather
Oh
in
no,
Northern
screw
Ireland,
you, lady. I don't want
I
anything to do
only
with your
packed
Turkish
2
delight.
pairs of long pants, and so I'm trying to preserve the long pants for the sake of not getting rained on and the sake of keeping warm as much as possible. These pants are on their last day before they go in the dirty laundry pile, and then I switch to the only other pair of long pants I have. Little secret. I'm still wearing the same tan pants that I have worn for the past 4 days because I assumed it was summer, and not being familiar with the weather in Northern
Screw
Ireland,
you, lady. I don't want
I
anything to do
only
with your
packed
Turkish
2 pairs of long pants, and so I'm trying to preserve the long pants for the sake of not getting rained on and the sake of keeping warm as much as possible. These pants are on their last
I've never
day
seen
before they
anything
go
like
in the
this
dirty
before.
laundry
I've never seen traffic control measures like this on a bike path before. A bunch of slalom obstacles, you go left, you go right, to make sure you don't just speed bomb it down the path. To avoid going this way, this is a bunch of flat stair, flat stair, flat stair. I don't know, I think there's some BMX guys who would have a blast with this spot.
Belfast, also home to author C.S. Lewis. This sculpture of him, with presumably what inspired his story of The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Going this way, this is a bunch of flat stair, flat stair, flat stair. I don't know, I think there's some...
You want to see what Narnia looks like, and he's opening the door. He's opening the door. You're inspired. What does Narnia look like? And I mean, this is all cast metal and solid metal. But what does Narnia look like? You come around this way. This sculpture
Here over his shoulder,
with presumably what and there's nothing. Inspired his story of The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe.
going this way, this is a bunch of flat stair, flat stair, flat stair. I don't know, I think there's some...
You want to see what Narnia looks like, and he's opening the door. He's opening the door. You're inspired. What does Narnia look like? And I mean, this is all cast metal and solid metal. But what does Narnia look like? You come around this way. This sculpture here over his shoulder, with presumably what and there's nothing.
Hey everybody, it's Chris from Hey Freshman. If you enjoyed the video you just watched, be sure to hit that like button. Well, I don't want to pressure you. If you want to subscribe, also appreciate it. Be sure to check back in for more great videos in the future.
Get off the bus.
Hey everybody, it's Chris from Hey Freshman.
Small
If
little
you
rope
enjoyed
bridge
the
that
video
goes
you
to a
just
small
watched,
island known
be
as
sure
Goat Island.
to hit that like button. Well, I don't want to pressure you. If you want to subscribe, also appreciate it.
Rope bridge.
Be sure to
You
check
can
back
cross
in
it,
for more
but
great
they're
videos.
going to charge you. And given that I've walked across rope bridges before at very young ages on playgrounds, I just can't justify whatever the price is to cross it.
That is the view outside of the bus. That's crazy. I've never been on a road so close to water and with such in a vehicle with such big windows. It's pretty nuts.
Frequently, you'll see coaches taking their RC danger, no stopping, no slowing. The wall and castle black. They need to repaint part of the wall again here. You can see it's needing that there. So that's where they use it there. And as I said, an awful lot of sea.
There's some crazy people on the beer pedal cart over there singing Neil Diamond's Sweet Caroline. I am in Ireland, but there's never been a closer match to Boston than right now. That's like the Red Sox game theme song. This is bizarre. I just came around the corner and I'm in the middle of a parade route. No idea what's going on here. This does not happen. Does not happen every day.
Hey everybody, it's Chris from Hey Freshman. If you enjoyed the video you just watched, be sure to hit that like button. While I don't want to pressure you, if you want to subscribe, also appreciate it. Be sure to check back in for more great videos in the future.
Irish whiskey tasting today with a completely novice guide. Join me. All right, Ireland, I get it. You want me to drink. I'm at the Bushmill Distillery. Why not go try some whiskey? Even Bushmill's security has their truck branded. So what you're seeing here is a man who knows nothing about whiskey trying whiskey at the Bushmill's Distillery. I'm going to try and reiterate this as fast as I can because he just brought it and I'm forgetting stuff already. This stuff here is a blended whiskey, which is like a mix of malt and whatever else they make whiskey with. This one here is a 10-year-old single malt. This one here is 12-year-old, also aged in a sherry cask. So these two are supposed to be fruity flavored to some mild extent, and that one's supposed to have a different flavor. I don't know. Cheers. Here's a toast to you for watching this and sticking with me through this horrible, horrible whiskey tasting, whiskey connoisseur experience. I know nothing about whiskey, but thanks for hanging out with me. Okay, another question perhaps for the audience. Are you supposed to have ice with whiskey? Another question for my audience. Are you supposed to have ice with whiskey? Are you supposed to have it on the rocks? I've seen some commercials on the TV for the Bushmills people here, and they're drinking it out of different glasses with ice in it. I don't know. To me, it just smells flammable. I tried to savor the flavor and almost choked on the whiskey, and the vapors came out my nose. Oh, even when I manage to get it down right, it lights my nostrils on fire to some degree. Okay, as your novice whiskey guide here, your novice whiskey taster, all I can tell you is that the single 10-year-old whiskey here goes down smoother for sure. I feel like I'm in high school all over again, just experimenting with different types of alcohol, seeing which one won't make me throw up. This is so hard to do. If I was sitting at a table with like 8 or 9 high school, college buddies, sipping away, hanging out for hours, I could probably, this would be nothing. But I'm just here with you, and nothing wrong with you, but it's just not the same. In reality, I'm sitting at a table drinking by myself. So I've learned something today. I am not a fan of blended whiskey at all. Bushmills single malt 10-year-old. This one, if I were to have to choose a preference, it would be this one. It does go down smooth. It doesn't burn my nostrils too bad. Elapsed time, probably about 35-40 minutes. I have one last whiskey left, the smoothest one. Yeah, I'm just struggling to get through these. All right, last one. Here we go. So I just finished 3 whiskeys at a table by myself. If I were anywhere but at the Bushmills distillery, people would think that I was an alcoholic of some sort. My goodness, Bushmills distillery, thank you for teaching me that I am not a whiskey drinker at all.
Hey everybody, it's Chris from Hey Freshman. If you enjoyed the video you just watched, be sure to hit that like button. And while I don't want to pressure you, if you want to subscribe, also appreciate it. Be sure to check back in for more great videos in the future.
There are people here from all over the world to see the Giant's Causeway. That's when you know you're in the right place. Giant's Causeway. I just ran around the block looking for the bus stop. Northern Ireland, and a lot of Europe, this goes for you too. Street signs. You got them up on buildings. Sometimes. You really need to adopt like the US and put one at every corner so people can find their way around.
Wonderful weather here at the Giant's Causeway today. I've come so far just to see this. This was the whole reason I planned a trip to Northern Ireland, was to see the Giant's Causeway. I'm super excited to finally be here. Hexagonal, columnar, tholeiitic basalt, which is science speak for very fancy pillars shaped like 5-sided objects.
This is like a profile or a side view of them. They're massive and just perfectly column form, all of them. And I think there's only a few other places in the world that has this. I'm also trying not to kill myself because everything is wet and slick, and I'm trying to hold a camera at the same time. So hard to see anything here. There's very limited light because it's cloudy. But... Alright, take two because the camera just fell off. It's so hard to see anything here because there is very limited light because of the overcast. But definitely worth my entire journey plan to come here. I have never seen anything like this. Weather could be a little bit better, but it is Northern Ireland. So overall, I gotta say I'm very impressed with the causeway. I wish I had more time here. Probably the best method of seeing the causeway is to hike, because there's a lot of these very tall cliffs with very beautiful views all around, but you just need more time to do it. I'm on a quick tourist bus.
Hey everybody, it's Chris from Hey Freshman. If you enjoyed the video you just watched, be sure to hit that like button. And while I don't want to pressure you, if you want to subscribe, also appreciate it. Be sure to check back in for more great videos in the future.
Man, I tell you, that's one thing I don't want to do often. I just got off a very busy Belfast road, riding with traffic, extremely busy, on the opposite side of the road. Not used to that at all. That's like just a recipe for disaster if I have to do that often. This place erupts. I have never seen anything like this. Oh my gosh. Absolutely crazy. Spain versus Portugal. 2-1. Spain is losing. Portugal has Cristiano Ronaldo playing, who's like the Michael Jordan of soccer. Everybody loves him, no matter what country you're in. Everybody's rowdy and crazy and drinking. This is the Irish experience.
right, Belfast Empire. Thanks for the good times. But I gotta find something to eat now. So there wasn't any real Irish food within the vicinity, but I did find a UK classic of bangers and mash, sausage and potatoes, so I am going to have that here and now, and I think it's the perfect thing to accompany the Guinness and the cider that I just drank. Food's here. Although I must say, I asked the kid if it was a generous portion. I don't know if this counts as a generous portion. Is that really generous? Who knows, maybe it's good. It's not amazing, but it's not bad either. I am overly full, I am overly Guinnessed, and I'm still buzzed. I'm gonna call it an early night tonight. I'm going to the Giants Causeway tomorrow. I will see you in the morning.
Hey everybody, it's Chris from Hey Freshman. If you enjoyed the video you just watched, be sure to hit that like button. And while I don't want to pressure you, if you want to subscribe, also appreciate it. Be sure to check back in for more great videos in the future.
I don't know if you can hear that, but I'm definitely in Ireland. Those guys are just wailing on those bagpipes over there. Right across from the Fish of Knowledge is the Albert Memorial Clock, which is considered to be, by some, the twin to Big Ben in London. And it's starting to rain, so I'm going to put this away and ride now. Lens is all wet. As is typical of Ireland, it is raining, and fortunately, I came prepared. I have a raincoat, so I'm going to raincoat up now. Although, did it just stop? It sprinkled for like a full minute, and I think it just stopped. I guess that's Ireland for you. One of the reasons I chose to come to Belfast versus any other place in Ireland is because their mural scene is off the chart. There's murals everywhere. A lot of them are political, having to do with the 1980s and the Irish Republican Army and things like that. But recently they've been redoing them in a more peaceful manner. This is the first one that I have actually seen. Some of these people I certainly know, others I'm really not sure. I don't know who that one's supposed to be. There's just so much art here in Belfast, but this is one of the most interesting pieces I've seen so far. There's a sculpture over here, and it looked like just some homeless guy sleeping on the bench, but then if you look closer, you see the markings on the feet, and you can't really see the face except for a beard. This is the homeless Jesus art piece. So I have no idea what this means, but I saw it on some tourist website, and it's supposed to be some unique piece of art. But it's just two people standing on chairs and yelling. Not sure of the significance here.
Hey everybody, it's Chris from Hey Freshman. If you enjoyed the video you just watched, be sure to hit that like button. And while I don't want to pressure you, if you want to subscribe, also appreciate it. Be sure to check back in for more great videos in the future.
So here's the deal. I needed to charge my phone, and I walked a little ways from the Titanic Belfast, and I found this place called the Dock Cafe, which is an honesty box policy. So what you do here is there is teas, coffees, sweets, and soups, and you basically take whatever you like. And there are no prices on anything. You just place in the box whatever you feel is acceptable. And if you don't have cash, you can donate online through credit card. The other bonus is they say right on the information pamphlet that you can donate cash in any currency. I happen to have a few American dollars on me, so I put them in the honesty box.
Take a look at this. Here's my receipt. No price on it. As it says, you choose whatever you think the food and service is worth. And they're much better than a lot of the restaurants I've been to with service, but this is a pretty tasty bacon lentil soup, homemade bread. A lot of stuff is homemade. I was able to get a tea with it, very high quality tea, and I am basically asked to donate whatever I feel that this is worth. So we're definitely going to be giving them probably $10 because I've had a couple of cups of coffee.
This is great. This is a brand new concept to me. I've read about them. I've never been to one, but I love the honesty box policy. The people give what they feel they owe. I like that a lot. And their food is really, really good. Also, as the sign points out here, they don't mind if you take your time. They're not looking to push you out the door. You can also bring your own lunch in here. They don't care about that. So this is great. So I just found a table with an outlet, and I'm going to stay here until I fully charge my phone because I really desperately need to do that right now. I wasn't even planning on soup for lunch, but given the cold Northern Ireland weather, this is the perfect lunch for me. I need to say that this is the most comfortable cafe I've ever sat in my life. Not having any kind of corporatization really is something that I've never gotten before, and I like it. I don't know how this could survive in a place like the United States, but this is a good thing. The world needs more places like this.
Hey everybody, it's Chris from Hey Freshman. If you enjoyed the video you just watched, be sure to hit that like button. And while I don't want to pressure you, if you want to subscribe, also appreciate it. Be sure to check back in for more great videos in the future.
World Vespa Day is going on over here, in the same, or right next to, where they originally pushed the Titanic off, right next to Titanic Studios, where they filmed the indoor shots for Game of Thrones. Titanic gift shop, because I just found out they accept euro and will give you British pounds back. So I gotta find the cheapest thing possible and give them a big euro bill. All right, just bought this little Belfast Christmas ornament. My wife will approve. Probably paid a little too much, but I paid in euros, and I actually now have about 20 pounds. So randomly up on the 4th floor at Titanic Belfast, it's Vespa Days here. I did not know this, but there's all sorts of Vespa art and a huge Vespa event out in the parking lot. Completely different than what I was expecting to be up here. I thought it'd be more Titanic stuff. But I guess it's exhibition space, and look at all the Vespas. I guess this is how everything ties together. This is a Titanic-themed Vespa here. So this is possibly what brought this entire event to Titanic Belfast. I'm outside Titanic Belfast, and World Vespa Days is here. So this is really, really trippy for me because we have World Vespa Days going on over here in the same, or right next to where they originally pushed the Titanic off, right next to Titanic Studios where they film the indoor shots for Game of Thrones. This is just too much. I didn't know what to expect here, but there is a lot going on in this one spot.
Crazy. It's like biker gangs on Vespas. I was not expecting this when I woke up this morning.
Hey everybody, it's Chris from Hey Freshman. If you enjoyed the video you just watched, be sure to hit that like button. And while I don't want to pressure you, if you want to subscribe, also appreciate it. Be sure to check back in for more great videos in the future.
One of the most noteworthy things you can see here in Belfast is actually behind me. That's the Titanic Museum. Now this area behind me might not mean anything by the looks of it right now, but in 1911, that's where they launched the Titanic. Interestingly, today they're using it for a Vespa exhibition. Behind me is a first-class passenger room replica from the Titanic. 2 beds and a sink. That's all you got if you're third class, which is what most of us would be. I just learned that Wallace Hartley was the band leader who was playing as the Titanic went down. They actually recovered his violin, and it's one of the most valuable artifacts from the whole Titanic wreckage there is today.
I did not expect a motion ride in the middle of this Titanic museum. Amazing, but a little lackluster because it was only like 4 minutes worth of ride.
Now this is one of the most insane things I've seen. This is a chart that shows you how far down the Titanic sank, at what level in the ocean it is in, and it compares it to other things. It's absolutely nuts how deep this thing went. So there is sea level, the top of the ocean. And we go down, 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 negative 3,840 meters. And remember, these are meters. That's times 3 to get it into feet. If you watch Game of Thrones, while a majority of it is shot all over Ireland, the company that makes Game of Thrones is Titanic Studios, which is directly behind here.
I am outside right now on the slipway where they built the Titanic. This is where the Titanic started. And frankly, sadly, we all know where it ended up. But wow!
Camping has changed over the years. I realize I'm at kind of a luxury campground compared to tent camping in the wilderness, but those guys put their own computer in a game of Fortnite. That is camping I never would have thought would have happened.
We are here at Smokes Poutineery. It's time to jump on that Canadian delicacy, the poutine train. Smokes Poutineery. When they make a word just to name the place, you know it's gotta be good. Poutine, which if you don't know, is French fries, gravy, and cheese curds. It's super good, but I think I ordered too large of a meal. Well, I didn't think I would be able to finish it, but I did, even though there was a ton of it. So needless to say, I probably won't be having breakfast tomorrow. Geeking out right now in the local comic store. 1, because it's comics, and 2, because their air conditioning is so nice.
is finally starting to cool down here in downtown Vancouver. It's actually nice to walk around now, but my stomach is gurgling and full of poutine that I just ate. Alright, there goes the train, and I am back one bus ride away from the campground. I got back to the bus station, and it was an hour till my bus, so I just went in and got bubble tea from this place. It was super good. I drank it really quick because it was just that good. It looked like this one. Normally, a bubble tea place tries to go skimpy on the tapioca beads or pearls or whatever they are, but this place, full on, they were generous in their amount, and I couldn't have had a better bubble tea, worth every penny.
It was said by the men who lived there.
Oh, the road trip is starting to take its toll. My back is sore from sleeping on the ground. I'm a little hungry, tired from driving. The weather's not cooperating. Well, the weather's cooperating right now. It looks like it's going to rain, though. I pulled over to a supermarket. I had a craving for something sweet. I wanted like a desserty type food. I go into, I think it was like a Fred Meyer, and I go to their bakery section. I'm looking around, and in their glass display case, they have something that said like Ultimate Caramel Brownie. It looked pretty good. Well, unfortunately, that's all it was looks. Have you ever eaten something that looked way better than it tasted? That was the case. It was supposed to be like 2 brownies with like a caramelly stuff in between them, and then like a caramel drizzle and pecan topping. It's like they tried to make a caramel filling for a cake and decided it was horrible. Then tried to make a second batch of caramel filling for a cake and decided that was horrible as well. So then they just molded them together and threw in a bunch of sugar, mixed them up, and put them in this brownie. I was 1/4 done with it, and I was like, this is really bad. I didn't want to waste food, so I had to eat the whole thing. Have you ever eaten something like that where you know it's absolutely awful, it's god-awful, but you have to eat it because you don't want to waste food? Watch out for Fred Meyer's incredible caramel brownies or whatever it is. It tasted like it was made by an 80-year-old woman with no taste buds. As you can see, it's getting darker out. It gets harder to drive when it's dark out, but the good thing about me is my body does not really deal well with caffeine. So when I'm on a road trip, I can just do 1 small coffee. In this case, I actually got a medium. But 1 small coffee will keep me up for a good, like, 4 hours. It's ridiculous. I used to be all right with coffee, and then after I spent an entire night working on a project in college, I drank like 9 of those Starbucks Frappuccino home brews in 1 sitting. My stomach basically was never right again after that. So a little bit of caffeine will get me a very long distance, which is good, especially for night driving. I also saw my very first traffic cop of this entire trip, thankfully. I have had 0 tickets, I have had 0 interaction with law enforcement on the highways, which is awesome. They always seem to get you, it's like a road tax. It was actually a motorcycle officer, which usually those guys do 2 things. 1, go and veer people around accidents and stuff like that, and 2, give tickets. Fortunately, since I switched to a car with cruise control, I just had it set like 2 miles an hour over the speed limit, so he had no issues. He was like right behind me for, I don't know, maybe a good minute or 2. If I did not have this car with cruise control, who knows how that would have went.
I am in Sacramento right now, and I am pulled over. I'm gonna go get something to eat because, I don't know, my timing just is horrible. I pulled directly into Sacramento at 5 o'clock on the dot, directly into rush hour. And I'm not about to waste my time in life sitting in traffic. So I just hopped out of the car to avoid traffic and find a place to eat. I just pulled wherever I could, followed the flow of traffic until there was let off and I could turn somewhere, and somehow I ended up in the historic district of Sacramento. It's a nice place I've stumbled onto. This is apparently the artist district of Sacramento. It's got a nice vibe to it, but right now my stomach is just growling and I just want to sit down and eat. There's a noodle place over here, but I want some kind of meat. One thing is for certain, I would much rather spend rush hour waiting here with this chili cheeseburger and fries instead of waiting in my car for all that traffic to pass. Everybody else is probably still sitting there and I'm enjoying a burger. I think this was a great move. I don't do rush hour. And now we're gonna get out of here, get back on the road now that that traffic's all dissipated. I still don't know how I ended up in one of the nicer parts of Sacramento just by a random series of turns. What a cool idea. I didn't know this is what's going on, but you can see all these lifts over here. They're actively painting murals on all the buildings rather than just having them bare. It brings a lot of personality. Whoever thought of that, kudos to them. Great idea. I'm in Oregon right now, and I guess they're one of 3 states out of the 50 that still demand that someone pumps your gas for you. So this is a full service station. I didn't even realize that. I don't know if it's every station is like this, but I don't know how they can do this. Like, I'm ready to go now, but the kid's pumping for somebody else. Not his fault, but I just don't see how it's... I don't see how this is efficient. I could have been gone, so... Yeah, if you can get it up to 21, that'd be awesome. 21 on the nose, or 21, 20... Oh, look at that. Nice. Awesome, man. Thank you. Hey, no, I don't. I was going to say, normally I give him $1 or something. I don't have any cash on me.
No,
but
you good, man?
Reese's, dude.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Let it fuel you, man. Appreciate it.
I'm good.
You too. Okay, he was kind of fast, but the other day I was at one similar to this, and I was just waiting like 4 extra minutes. And I know 4 extra minutes isn't that much, but when you're doing a road trip and you're fighting like the sun going down for driving, that time does make a difference. So I hate waiting for these guys. Even at that last stop, the kid who started my pumping was not the kid who finished my pumping. That kid was busy counting like a fistful of cash that he had. It screamed, "Rob me." So I just don't know what the point is. These 3 or 4 or whatever it is states that still do full service, it's like an antiquity from like 1950s. I just want to get on with my trip. And I realize I'm taking longer talking about it than I am getting on with my trip. So I'm going to get on with my trip now. Alright, I am in Sacramento right now, and I am pulled over trying to find a space. I'm going to go get something to eat because... I don't know, my timing just is horrible. I pulled directly into Sacramento at 5 o'clock on the dot, directly into rush hour. Alright, this is too good. I had to stop the car. I couldn't believe this. There is a town in Northern California called Weed. W-E-E-D. There is a legitimate town called Weed. Weed. The next 3 exits. I hope I don't get demonetized for this. This is like 100% non-drug related, legitimate fact. But we'll see what YouTube does with this. And these people are having so much fun with this. I just saw like a gas station store promoted on a sign, and they just said the weed store. Especially with the legalization of marijuana right now, this place is probably having a field day with all their advertising. I really hope that Weed, California has a marijuana farm here. That would be just perfectly well fitted. There's a weed rest stop I just passed. Because of all the fires right now, all the wildfires burning, there's a lot of smoke in weed. The GPS is taking me back the same exact route that I drove in yesterday. And when you're coming in this road at night, it's completely different and scarier than the day. So many twists and turns and small bridges and construction zones in the middle of nowhere. There is a little bit more traffic, but still everything's going smoothly, even where there is construction. But it's interesting just to see the roads that I drove through yesterday that were like pitch black, and I needed like the high beams just to see anything on. Most of this trip I've been driving along highways and maybe some regular roads, but these are all like paved backcountry roads, and I'm just going through super small remote towns left and right. Very nice, charming little area, but there's really nothing here. Look at all this haze up ahead. These fires must still be burning. I looked on the newspaper today and they said that a lot of them were like 60% or more under control. But man, I was originally supposed to camp out today, and I can't do that because the air quality is too poor. That, and I don't want to wake up with the entire forest on fire behind me, so I had to book a hotel again. My car is still a fire hazard. I still have tons of flammable material in there, and I haven't had a proper campfire at all in the 2 weeks of this road trip. At least the hotel will allow me to shower and get sand washed out of the crevices that it's tucked into on my body. So I'm gonna go and do that. I'm actually looking forward to a shower right now. Oh my gosh, look at this. All the sand falling on my seat. I'm glad this is a rental.
Taking every day in stride, never knowing if I'm doing it right.
I am here at Sandmasters Park in Florence, Oregon, the birthplace of sandboarding. I don't know how this is gonna go. I snowboard, I skateboarded for 20 years. Sandboarding's entirely new to me. It's a lot more leaning on your back foot than I anticipated. This thing is crazy. I'm gonna come back to it. I'm gonna go check out the real dunes first. And I have sand everywhere. In every possible crevice you could have sand in. I think I just dumped out like a pound of sand from each of my pockets. Walking to the dunes right now. They told me to drive and park in a supermarket parking lot, but everywhere around where they told me to park, there are customers only parking signs. So I'm not about to risk that in a rental car. Fortunately, it looks like a 7-minute walk, and I'm taking a shortcut that should make it 4.5. I have officially made it to the sand dunes, and now I'm just trying to find a dune big enough to sandboard down. It seems like I've got plenty to choose from. It's so weird too, because I'm not used to seeing dunes, but in the background there's all the pine trees. That is a very unique sight for me. Oregon is an interesting place like that.
I want to know where to go. I have no place to call my own. Taking every day in stride. Never knowing if I'm doing it right. I'm on my own. I'm all alone. Always looking, always searching, always yearning. My eyes are burning.
Alright, before I get out of here, I gotta try and do that jump. Now that I'm acclimated to sandboarding, have an idea of how it's done, how I have an idea of all the balance structure. 3 attempts to go off the ramp. Glory or eat it. 3 attempts. Here we go. Alright, alright. First acclimated try of the sandboarding. Not bad. Now we try and do it a little higher. Third and final one. Alright, time to find a shower. Wash this sand off. So thanks to my buddy Mikey's advice, I am going to go sandboarding. Mixed it up and drove past where I was supposed to turn off the highway, but I'm hoping tomorrow it'll all be worth backtracking just to go to this. So this is super sketchy for me. I'm really concerned, not about my driving, but late at night an elk is going to wander onto the road without even thinking, and I'm not going to have enough time to stop. I don't care what your political opinion is, this is the strangest thing, and I did not expect to see this driving down this remote town central street at 10 o'clock at night. I look over, and I thought I was tired from all the driving on the road, which to some extent I am, but definitely a Donald Trump statue. Weird roadside attraction here in Reedsport. I'm in Reedsport. As soon as this fog clears up, I'm going to do some sandboarding today. I have sushi in my car. I forgot to eat my sushi dinner yesterday, so we're having sushi for breakfast today. I forgot I had a salad too. I should probably eat that. Today, we're doing sushi for breakfast. Don't worry, no fish in it, it's just vegetables, so I'm not gonna get sick. I was looking forward to this all yesterday, and I guess I was just so tired from the driving, I just fell asleep without even eating my sushi. It's so good. Like I said, really challenging to eat healthy when you're on a road trip. And this helps a lot. I could get real used to breakfast sushi. We tried to skip out on the bill, and the class.
Go back for my cigarette.
The classic line.
Yep.
You seen my butts? You see my butts? And we got busted for trying to sneak out, all because you wanted to get your seat.
The seat popped up.
Yeah, the seat, and you wanted to get $6 worth of cigarettes. Yes. It cost us a $28 meal.
Well, at least they had to pay for that meal to begin with.
Yeah, that service was
was
terrible.
Drawn penises in the snow in the Severian parking lot.
That is
I still do that to friends.
That is amazing. That is the best quote of my life. I've randomly told people. Never put your large coffee on the roof of your car while drawing a giant penis in the snow.
A whole large coffee just jumped. I was so distraught, but for the quote for life,
Right.
absolutely worth it. Salts, I'm gonna put this down. I'm gonna let you go, bro. Dude, too good seeing you.
Yeah.
I really hope that I get up here again.
Really good to
Dude,
see you.
this was a golden gift. I'm super glad to see
Yeah.
you. Everything looks like
You
it's going
too.
awesome with you,
Yeah.
man. Do you have your butts?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, all right, good, because I didn't pay for this. Oh, so good reconnecting with people from the high school. Such an awesome dude. Didn't get a great amount of time with him, but I got some. When you meet with an old high school or college friend, when you meet with somebody, they'll bring up stories that you forgot. And to have those rehashed in your memory is amazing. It's one of the best things there is in life. But they have these like little hidden gems that maybe didn't mean that much to you, but when they tell it, oh wow, I was there. That was an awesome time. I completely forgot about that. I'm disappointed that I actually had to leave Seattle without seeing much of anything. The only thing I saw was the hotel, and there was just so much to do in that city. There was a pinball museum, there was a museum of pop culture that looked awesome, the Space Needle. I guess I'm gonna have to table that for another time. Alright, here's the deal. I have posted up at a coffee shop right across the street from the hotel. I'll meet my old buddy from high school. She'll be walking through that door in probably about 5 to 10 minutes. Super excited to see the guy. Almost didn't happen, but better late than never. It works. Salty is here. He's outside. He brought his dog with him, so we're going to move outside. Womp. I went up to Vancouver, Canada. Hi, Zay. And this guy. Hi, hi Salty. Hi.
She came into the bike shop I used to work at. And then she kept coming in, and it took me forever to ask her out.
She's in the parking lot. She's like, oh, I want to see Salty. Like, hitting her bicycle with a wrench. Like,
Pretty much.
I
got a flat tire.
I just accidentally ran over my bicycle for the 6th time. I'm sorry, Salty. Will you be my hero?
I will never go back to eating. I don't know if you've heard about the guy that he tried to jump on a wheel well. I think he was in Arizona.
Yes, yeah, he stowed away in there, right?
You had to clean him out. Yeah.
You had to clean?
I didn't, but my hanger did, and yeah, it was like every time I signed off a jet, it was like 137 lives in my hands.
Yeah, and it's just like, I can never just find like CDs in the back pocket. I have to clean up the kid who's in the wheel well. Great. I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I should go.
Yeah, here, I'll tell you this.
Sorry, man.
No, it's... Dude, this is a golden gift to me anyway. 10 minutes with Salty.
No, I'm glad
I didn't think I was getting anything.
No, I'm glad we made it happen.
I just posted up in a Starbucks for about 2 hours to work on some footage and to get hold of my friend who lives in Seattle. And I told him 2 days ago I was coming through, but he is missing in action. I don't know where he's at. This is weird. Oh, I'm at a Starbucks, but there's a Starbucks across the street. But it's in a Safeway supermarket, so I guess that's a little bit different. Check out these clouds. That is pretty scenic. I did an express deal on a website for this hotel, and it doesn't tell you what hotel you're going to stay at. It just mentions you're going to be at one of like 6, and they choose, and they gave me like the cheapest one. Here's my door. I'm going to pull it as tight as I can. And who needs a key when you can just do that? The lock on my door does not work at all in this room. What if I was sleeping in the middle of the night and somebody just kicked my door in? Just in the nick of time, my buddy Eric, aka Salty, gives me a call up 5 minutes before checkout. I just got out of the shower.
I'm excited the boy called me up because it would be tragic if I didn't get to visit him here. Everybody else he knows is located on the East Coast. I'm wearing tie-up pants. They keep falling off me, so I'm going to tie these up. There. Quite ridiculous trying to wheel stuff out of the hotel and throw it in your trunk when your pants are falling down. Super excited about Salty calling me up. I thought I was going to miss him altogether, or I thought maybe there was something I did in my distant high school past that pissed him off and maybe he didn't want to talk to me after all these years, but no, definitely not the case. He just screwed the pooch and turned his phone off. Alright, time to find a Starbucks. Good news is I'm in Seattle. I could probably throw a rock and hit one in any direction.
Alright, so one of the things the travel website said to do is that you gotta go and get a Japa dog, a Japanese style hot dog. Come over here, you can see all the different ones they have. I went with the yakisoba dog. Here is my Japa dog that I just got, a hot dog with ginger and yakisoba noodles. Yakisoba dog. Let's try it. You know, it's good, but I don't know if the yakisoba really adds anything to it. I don't necessarily know if these flavors go. I just think there are other ways you could get more experimental with hot dogs that would go better with the flavor. I do like the ginger on it. It's kind of like relish. It's something new, it's something different, but I don't know if I'd order another one of these. I think one is enough for me. Check out what I found coming through here. There's wild blackberry bushes. I don't mind if I do. That one's right. They're actually really good. I think I'm gonna get a few more. One thing I forgot about is that blackberry bushes have thorns, so didn't really want to go trudging through thorns, so I just got whatever fruit was hanging close to the sidewalk. I have decided to dump the car at the parking lot for the campground, and I am going to try and get into Vancouver via the bus and the SkyTrain. Supposedly, you can use your credit card on the bus. I have 0 Canadian dollars on me. Actually, that's a lie. I have a Canadian quarter on me that I found. We're going to see if we can get into Vancouver. I just got off the bus. I am now in the park, and I have 0 clue where to go from here. I'm looking for the Devonian seawall. Something tells me if I head towards the sea, that might be a good idea. Now there it is. That's the view you want of Vancouver right there. These are the giant totem poles that are here in Stanley Park. Pretty impressive. I've never seen totem poles this big.
I decided to start today off by visiting Lee Street Skate Park. And it is a very unique spot. It looks like a do-it-yourself kind of a place. And this one is built under a bridge.
You are parked your car in a fire lane. Please put the vehicle out to Kendra Street.
Up there, there's signs for no parking. But all along here, so you can see the sign over there, all along here, there's nothing. And on the ground, it doesn't say fire lane. Furthermore, why would you have a fire lane outside the perimeter fence of a building? That makes no sense. I think this company is overstepping its boundaries a little bit. Alright, I'd love to land that one, but my knees can't take any more of that impact. I'd love to do longer, but I have to play very conservative because I'm driving, and if I break my leg, I can't get back. Danger level, probably higher than most skate parks. You have to be a serious rider to charge some of that stuff. I don't know what happened, but I ended up going the wrong way. Last time I was in Canada, I got an insanely high bill, over $100, because I left the navigation on. My salvation is going to be the wonderful staple of Canada, Timmy Hortons. So Tim Hortons has free internet. I'm going to recalibrate my GPS to see where I need to go, and then I'll probably buy some Tim Bites donut holes. You're in Canada, you have to. I bought some Timbits, which are just essentially donut holes with Tim Hortons' name on it. But you can't really see it. There are far more than 10 in here. The Canadians are so nice. This is why I love Canada. Now I gotta find my way to the campground. I've just checked in here at the campground. This is a little bit more of a commercial place than I've been staying at. Most of the places I've been staying are absolutely free and remote. Some of the people here have way bigger, more exotic tents than I do. This is much more of a group-style campground, but the group is bunches of people who don't know each other. More people than the places I've been staying at, which is kind of nice. That is the sound of the train that is right next to the tent part of this campground. Let's just hope that's the last train for the evening. Something tells me it's not, though. I also wonder when the first train in the morning is. I asked where the restroom is because there wasn't anyone in there, and they gave me this with a key attached. So I'm going to take my egg beater and go down the hall and look on the restroom mailroom door. I guess this is it. Okay. Fire control room. Mailboxes. Restroom. It actually is down here. This was a very weird place for a restroom, but I guess, yeah, that's it. So don't doubt somebody when they give you a giant egg beater. Thank you. Yeah. Oh man, I spent way too much time in that coffee shop. Nothing against the coffee shop, but they just had one outlet that I plugged my laptop into, and it didn't charge anything. None of my equipment charged, so I had to stay an extra hour. I'm just trying to get to Vancouver. All right, into the car I go.
Good morning from Seattle, everybody. I just woke up and I am feeling rejuvenated. I realized that I've been driving and camping and just pretty much going nonstop on the road, and I haven't really had a day to rest. So yesterday was that day. Let's go get some breakfast. Breakfast was legit. Luckily I made it. I guess they close in 20 minutes. I haven't had a breakfast that good from a hotel in a long time, and it was so good that they had fresh fruit, so I took the initiative to grab a couple of peanut butters and bananas, and now that is 2 days worth of breakfast for me because I'm ingenuitive like that. Even though the hotel was a little bit high in price, that's my breakfast for the next 2 days, and it makes up for it. Kinda. It's not the most expensive breakfast, but it works. I don't have to go to the store and buy it. The other great thing about this hotel is that they have a pool. Since I have a later than normal checkout, I'm going to go and jump in the pool. Hopefully the chlorine won't burn my eyes out this time. Time's over. I've needed a legit pool to do some laps in. Since probably about day 2 of this trip, I finally got it. It was nice. We have a new rental car now. They gave me an upgrade, which is great because I have more trunk space, which is very much useful, and hopefully this MP3 player will work much better. This should truly make everything a lot nicer. 1 mile per gallon less, but I'll take it. Oh, it's just so much nicer already. In a newly upgraded car, the MP3 player works a lot better. The other car, for whatever reason, would only play 250 songs, and I had like 1,000 on my MP3 player, so it got boring listening to the same old songs over and over again, even with it on random. But this one is actually recognizing more songs, which is good. This is a serious upgrade. The MP3 works better. The trunk has a lot more space, the seats are more comfortable, and it has a backup camera, because in the other car, the Yaris, I could not see out the back window that well. So this is going to make for a nice, leisurely remainder of the trip. I just realized the absolute best thing about this upgrade is that this car has cruise control. I could not be happier right now. Cruise control is going to make this drive so much easier. We are at Horse Heaven Hills Campground outside of Benton, Washington. That is Benton, Washington. The great thing about this campground is it's actually up on the hill behind Benton, Washington, so you can actually look down on the whole city at night. Very, very cool spot to be camping in. Unfortunately, I did not sleep very well, but maybe it's all worth it. Maybe it was destined that I could not fall asleep because now I can watch the sunrise. I didn't so much notice this yesterday when I came in because it was dark and there wasn't that much light, but the campground where I'm staying is pretty much a local shooting range. All sorts of skeet broken, desktop computer that's smashed. Okay, somebody decided it would be a good idea to shoot a swimming fin. This looks like the remains of a watermelon. This is it. Are you kidding me? This is an intact box of spicy buffalo wheat thins, and I think it's perfectly good and unopened. It is perfectly good. It's perfectly sealed. I don't know, maybe somebody tried to shoot it once because there's that hole. Further examining these wheat thins, the bag is completely sealed. The box was pretty good. It looks like they just have one BB wound right there. So maybe there'll be a BB in here, but other than that, this is a perfectly good bag of buffalo flavored wheat thins. Why would somebody want to shoot up the buffalo wheat thins? What about this? What is this? Chicken broth? Somebody wanted to shoot the chicken broth. If you find buffalo wheat thins shot up in the wilderness, abandoned, but still intact and sealed in the plastic bag and still good, do you eat them? That is the question of the day. You know what? Screw it. I'm eating them. The only reason I'm wearing these sunglasses is because the sun's shining directly in my window right now because it's about to go down. I've got about 50 minutes till I get there, and I'm just watching the sun on the horizon keep dipping down. I have read that this campsite is mainly acting as a shooting range and that there's broken skeets and broken glass everywhere. So I'm hoping it's not just some kind of dirt area that you can camp in. I'm hoping there's like a fire pit because I still want to have a campfire. And as long as there's a fire pit, I am permitted to do so. If there's no fire pit at the campsite, it's going to be strike two of trying to have a fire. My car is extremely flammable right now because I have 2 cords of wood in the back and a bunch of newspaper and cardboard and even fire starter logs, and I've just been carrying them through 2.5 states right now. This campground I've chosen is quite out there. I am driving through the middle of just farms in Washington to get to this thing. It should be worth it. It's completely free, but man, it is out there. Alright, I am here with the last few remaining moments of sun here at Horse Heaven Hills Campground in Washington. Just my luck, there is no campfire pit here either. I will say this though, the view up here is amazing. We'll check it out in the morning. Alright, I am in the car now and it is dinner time, so since I cannot have a campfire again, today's dinner is going to consist of a bagged salad that I've had, some macadamia nuts, a banana, some dates, and the last remaining Triscuit crackers that I have. You know, touchscreens are a beautiful thing, but when I'm doing GPS, I accidentally glanced
part of the screen with my thumb, and it was going to add a 2-hour extra trip. I guess it was set to go the fastest way, and the slight movement of my thumb had it readjust the route, and it was going to be a 6-hour and 40-minute trip versus a 4.5-hour trip. Good thing I caught that. I do not need an extra 2-hour drive. That's not good. That's the maintenance required light. I just heard a ding and the maintenance required light came on. That is going to be a problem for me. I know that I most likely will be able to drive it a long ways. There's a variety of reasons that the maintenance required light could come on. But when I'm doing a thousands of mile road trip, I don't want to leave anything to chance, because the last thing I need is my vacation getting wasted on the side of the highway while I'm waiting and waiting for the emergency roadside assistance to come. So I think when I get to Seattle at some point, I'm going to see if I can go to the Hertz dealership there and trade this in for another economy car. I am about to go through the smallest tunnel that I think I have ever driven through. Well, it's 12 foot 9 inches, but I should say the slimmest tunnel that I've ever driven through. Only enough room for one car through here. Anybody else would have to wait off the side. Okay, I had to pull over because I am very curious. This is hard to miss from the when you're driving along. Very hard to miss. I am curious as to what type of an animal would be responsible for this. Here's my hand for scale. Maybe it's Bigfoot, I don't know, but that is a huge pile of crap. I would guess maybe a bear, in which case I'm glad I'm not camping in this part of the woods. If any of you watching are familiar with farming and know what kind of animal that was, or maybe you're a hunter or something and have any idea what kind of scat that was, leave it in the comments, because I would love to know what animal produced that. I guess I've been following near parallel the Oregon Trail in large parts of this trip, and maybe this place will teach me a little bit more about it. The only thing I remember about the Oregon Trail was that it was an awesome game when I was about 10 years old in school. I am standing on the actual Oregon Trail. Didn't originally plan to be here, but saw a sign from the freeway and figured I'd take a 10-minute detour just to check it out. Here's this Oregon Trail wagon going on. Looks like they remembered the booze. I have problems driving along finding a rest stop to go to the bathroom. I imagine what these guys had to go through. But then again, they probably didn't have that many cars on the road, so they could go wherever they wanted. Maybe it was easier for them. I know the toilet paper wouldn't have been as soft. I can only imagine how difficult it would have been. And they had to worry about natural threats and diseases and hostile natives and things like that. A lot of people ended up like this. I could imagine during the winter, this would be incredibly difficult. I know in the Oregon Trail computer game, you used to be able to pick which month you wanted to leave, and you pretty much had to leave during the summer, or you were in trouble. There was very little chance that you would survive if you left winter during the game. And then the other neat elements of the game were you could choose exactly who you wanted to play as, and each one started out with a monetary advantage.
So you could be a farmer who had very little money to start with to collect supplies, or you could be a banker who was a rich banker from Boston. And since I was from Boston, I always chose that. But he would give you the most money, and I would always choose him because you could buy a ton of ammunition. And so I'd bring no food and all ammunition. I'm wearing shades not to try and be cool, but I don't know if you can see. That pool in this hotel was way overly chlorinated. As I was getting onto the highway, my eyes were watering and my vision was blurred. I had to pull over because of the amount of chlorine in that pool. I think it burned my eyes. The sunglasses help a lot because the direct sunlight's not shining in your eyes and hurting them more. But wow, that sucked. It's been about an hour and a half since the hotel, and man, my eyes are definitely burned from the amount of chlorine that was in that pool. When I got out of the pool, I went immediately to the shower. I flushed my eyes out. It didn't help, so my eyes are significantly burnt from all that chlorine. Look, I don't know if you can see the wetness, but my eyes are tearing up right now. It is a challenge for me to drive right now because there's so much sun. And my eyes are just really damaged. Like I'm tearing up right now because my eyes are trying to adjust. It is so bad that I have to give this hotel a call and tell them to check their pH in the pool because I guarantee it is not where it is supposed to be. It is probably way over the levels. I just pulled over and put a call into the hotel, and I spoke with the head manager. Very nice lady, but I told her, I said, I don't know what's going on with your pool, but there's like too much chlorine. And she told me it's actually a saltwater pool, and that some people's eyes react different. I said, okay, so even if it's a saltwater pool, I have been in those before, and I have never had eye issues this bad. So chances are, whatever, you still have to put chemicals in salt pools, and the chemicals you're putting in are probably impacting the pH of the pool, and it's just probably not good. She said she'd have somebody from maintenance go over and check it, so hopefully I save somebody else eye problems from the pool. I don't care what kind of pool you have. You shouldn't be having sore eyes 2 hours later after swimming in a pool for like 35-40 minutes. Boise, Idaho, Road Skate Park. This is probably one of the best skate parks I have ever been to. As you can see on the ceiling, there's like neon lights and lights period here. Very well designed. There's a little bit of everything here that you would ever need. So we got it conveniently located under two bridges so half the park doesn't get rained on. We got a street section. Large street section with transition and plenty of speed boosts, plenty of jumps, flat rails that aren't too intimidating. So I'm here at Road Skate Park in Boise, and behold, another YouTuber. Give it a shout out.
How you guys doing? This is your boy Aqua Vlog. So you can follow me on Instagram at Vlogger Terrence, again, Aqua Vlogs. Help me get to 18,000 followers, guys. Thank you so much.
I think we can help him get to 18 if we can see him do a trick for the vlog.
All right.
Maybe a nightmare flip. He's been working on them all night and they're ridiculous. One, two, flat, 3, 4. Aqua jumping to 3 flat 2. Are you not entertained?
Hell yeah, dude. Nice, nice. I'll send as many people as I can. That was worth it. You owe him now. You gotta go to Aquavlog. Hit him up. Yeah.
I just pulled in to use the bathroom at the visitor center and get some gasoline. And boy, I did not expect to find all of this. Wait a minute. This is the Snake River Canyon. Didn't Evel Knievel try and jump that on his motorcycle way back in the day?
Now this is a real treat for the road. This morning when I went to get gasoline, there was a supermarket next door and they had sushi. So talk about trying to eat healthy on the road trip. I think this is probably one of the better things you can get. So such a good buy. Worth every penny I paid for this.
Well, that was certainly worth the $3 of the detour. That is one of the most impressive waterfalls I've ever seen. Pulled over to stretch my legs for a minute because I'm about to enter Idaho. Home of potatoes and I don't know. I did a report on Idaho in the 4th grade and I can't remember what else Idaho had. I know the capital's Boise. What else does Idaho have?
No lie, I am driving right now, and the person in front of me is driving a truck with the license plate Mr. Soup. I don't know what that means.
Well, I just arrived in Twin River Falls, Idaho, and I think I arrived just in time because it looks like a group of parachutists are going to base jump off the bridge behind me over here. That's pretty rad. These people are definitely base jumping off this bridge. I just hope they hurry because it's sunny out here. And my neck, I have no sunblock on it. Well, that was impressive. If you're ever kicking around Twin Falls, Idaho, and you have $400 lying about, you can go base jump off the Twin Falls Bridge. I did not expect to see that at this rest stop. I just pulled into the visitor center to use the bathroom.
Driving on 15 north, just out of Salt Lake City, and I saw a sign that said Port of Entry. We're pretty much in the center of the United States. How is this a port of entry? I would love to know more about that. I am going to pull up to this rest area right here. I don't know what it has been with me, but in the past 24 hours, my bladder has shrunk its size and I have to go to the bathroom ridiculous amounts. Just heard on the news info about the
wildfires in California, and they were saying that one estimate has it at 126 areas are burning with wildfires. They're getting firefighters in from all over the world to try and help this, and they're even having, the report said, 200 people from the Army getting trained to fight fires to go out and help. And it's really interesting because I assume that all the haze that I'm seeing in the distance in this state is the smoke particles coming in from California as the winds blow them, and it is. And the radio station also said that this smoke and haze is probably going to hang in the Utah atmosphere for at least 5 days because there's no rain forecasted. So my whole quest to get better air is kind of falling apart. The air quality is much better out here, but in the high atmosphere there's just a lot of smoke and stuff drifting this way. So you really can't escape. I've got to go up through Idaho today and then into Oregon, and maybe the air quality will be better up there. Jose, tell them where we're going.
Park City, USA.
And what are we doing there?
Sliding in the grass.
On a tube. We're going We're going. It is August, and we're going sledding in the middle of Park City. Those ski slopes we saw coming in, they're not the ones you go down on a tube. You go down these ones over here. Those slopes earlier are legit, like Olympian slopes, and you would probably die going down with the tube. These are much more tame.
Yeah, I feel a little bit better.
Yeah, we both feel better about this.
Super slowly going up.
All right, so I'm about to go extreme tubing down these ski slopes covered in this green stuff. This is gonna be me. I'm not too entirely freaked out about this. The only thing that gets me is if I'm going down the big one and I spin 180 and I'm going backwards down the hill. I'm super not comfortable with that.
And here you go. Nice.
That was one of the most intimidating things because it's like humped down. It's not a straight hill. And you go from like, it's cool, I'm in control, to all of a sudden I'm spinning going backwards at like 40 miles an hour. Wow. You just have zero control of that tube once you start moving. But it was a lot of fun.
Nice.
So that was the smaller one. Now we got to go to the bigger, scarier, more distance for me to go fast backwards one.
Yep.
I don't know if it would be scarier if I saw where I was going or going backwards. For me, I think it's going backwards.
This thing is pretty darn steep. Nice, Jose. I can't even see him anymore. inclined hill. You turn around. I even had my feet down to try and maneuver a little bit, and then it just got too fast. I was like, oh god.
I put my feet down because I felt like it's gonna rip my feet. It might get stuck.
Yeah, yeah.
It's gonna like flip it or something like